ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to what we consider to be our favorite morning of the month. I'm John Trenton-Goss, principal here at Kent Island High School, and I welcome you to this month's Student of the Month ceremony. So here's the way it works. Each month, we ask a teacher from each of our departments to really conduct a very difficult task. They are to select one student of the many that they teach all day to represent that department as being a Student of the Month due to really their daily dedication, their daily efforts within our school. So this morning, or each month, we take a morning to recognize those students and to hear their stories. So let's get started. We'll start with our CTE department and Ms. Manis.
Never first. Hi, I'm Marcy Mamis, and I am the marketing teacher and business management. I run the school store, I do the yearbook. And this month, I chose Kate as a student month. In marketing class, we do a lot of hands-on projects, and the first hands-on project we did was a sales project. And even with the hands-on drawing projects and the writing projects, Kate has been all in from the very beginning. Everything he's done has really exceeded what I've asked the kids to do. But it's even beyond that. He sits with his peers. He shows them what he's doing. He encourages them to do more. And then I am happy to announce, because he hasn't heard it publicly yet, that he was our sales leader for the Spirit Chain. So he really motivated the other students. He came in every day and said, hey, look what I've got. And instead of making the students feel like, oh, well, Kate's going to win and he's going to get the sweatshirt, instead they were like, okay, so Kate's got this much. I'm going to do more. And that project helps us raise money for DECA. It helps us raise money to give a prize to the class that won. The senior class had the longest chain, so they'll be receiving a prize. And then we're donating money to Anthony's Run this year. This class decided it was an important charity, and so we're going to give $287 from Kent Island High School, and a lot of that was due to Kate's salesmanship. So I'm really proud of all the things that he's done in class, the way he just does his projects to be really well, the way he leads other students to get the best out of themselves, and then the way he's just all in, no matter what I do. So thank you so much.
Next, we'll go to our English department with Ms. Beckett.
Hi everybody, I'm Kim Beckett. I teach a lot of the different courses in the English department, which does give me a little bit of an advantage because a lot of times I get to teach the same students a couple of times over. Right now I am teaching mythology, and Savannah is taking mythology with me, and I'm lucky enough to have taught her last year as well. So I actually know Savannah maybe a little bit more than some of the teachers do know their September students at this point. Last year I got to teach Savannah in my English 2 class, so the sophomore class, and she's a little bit quiet, she's a little bit shy, but then I noticed as we were going through and we were coming up with answers and responses, she was one to dig deep. We talk a lot about rigor in the classroom, and fortunately for English, it just comes easy to incorporate the rigor because there's always inferencing and drawing conclusions and going beyond the text. And Savannah may be quiet, but she's got all that stuff in there. And so when she would come out with the answers, I was always very pleasantly surprised at how insightful she could be. And so when I saw her on my roster for mythology, I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I think she has some background knowledge of mythology, because I feel like we talked about mythology last year too. And so this year, as my mythology student, she's already come up to me a couple of times. We've already had a couple of conversations about some extra pieces, some side notes about some of the things I've been teaching. And so I'm just really excited to teach her again, and it's really nice to see that extra enthusiasm, that extra little bit of knowledge, and being able to go a little bit beyond the text that we're looking for in all our English classes and our English students. So congratulations, Savannah.
Next, we'll go to our math department with Ms. Abbott.
As I teach AP Calculus this semester, I was lucky enough last year to teach Fiona in my regular calculus course, and I chose Fiona out of all these students because she's always does all her work, which probably most of the students in here do, but it's always almost to perfection. In fact, I always kind of grade Fiona's paper first, just to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes in my answer key. So I always pull hers out. So I was just really excited to see her on my roster for AP Calc this year, and I am sure she is going to do wonderful things. Everything she does is just perfect. She's just like Savannah. She seems quiet in class, but she's got it all together, and I can see her, when we're presenting material, she's internalizing it and really seems to have it on top of everything. So congratulations, and I'm happy to have you all here again.
Next, we'll go to our science department with Ms. Carmine.
So when I was asked to pick a student in the second week of school, I was struggling a little bit, found that incredibly difficult because I really didn't know a lot about my students during that second week. So I was blessed this semester with 2 honors physics courses and an AP physics course. So I have a lot of great students, a lot of students who go above and beyond. So I specifically looked for character traits in the person I chose for a student of the month. So I noticed these character traits about Charlotte in those first 2 weeks. Charlotte's a student in my 3rd period honors physics class, which is a huge class, like 29 students in there. And I chose her for 2 qualities that I saw that she exemplified almost immediately in that class. The first is her enthusiasm. Doesn't matter what we're doing, problem solving, if we're doing labs, she's got a big smile on her face. She walks in the door with a smile on her face. She walks out the door with a smile on her face. She thanks me for what we've done in class. And as a teacher, that's incredibly empowering to see a student enjoying your class and giving you feedback like that. So that's rewarding. The second thing I would say about Charlotte is that she is empathetic and compassionate with her classmates. During the first few days of class, I had a student who was struggling a little bit, and Charlotte, without prompting, helped that student out in ways that other students didn't even see, but I noticed. That she's just an incredibly empathetic, compassionate, enthusiastic. For that reason, I chose Charlotte as my student of the month. But I have to add one last thing that I don't have on my paper. I met her grandmother at Conservatorium shortly after I picked Charlotte. And I can see why Charlotte is the way she is. She kept us laughing at the event the entire time. And so I'm blessed to have you in my class, and I'm glad to get to know your family as well.
Next, we'll go to our social studies department with Ms. Klein.
Alright, so like Ms. Carmine mentioned, kind of choosing a September student of the month is one of the more difficult tasks, but I was lucky enough to have Seth last year as well, so helped out a little bit. I had him in honors government last year, and this year I have him in hybrid AP Psych. So in both classes, Seth always has excelled in class discussion. He always has an answer or something to contribute. And even if he's not talking, I can just look at him and see like the wheels turning in his head, that he's actually thinking about what we're talking about and how he can contribute. Another reason I selected Seth this year was it's really fun to see how students grow throughout the year. So I had him his fall semester last year, and until now, I can see that he's grown in his time management skills, his organization, and it's just really great to see a great student becoming even better. So congratulations, Seth. Thank you.
We'll go to our world language department with Ms. Selman.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Madame Salomon et je suis prof de français ici à Can Island High School.
Hello, she is Madame Solomon and she teaches French at Can Island High School.
Je suis ici pour présenter l'accolade de étudiant du mois à Ashlyn Newcomer.
I'm student of the month for the month of September.
J'ai choisi Ashlyn parce qu'elle travaille très dur, elle fait beaucoup d'affaires dans la classe et elle toujours participe.
I believe I participate in class, I'm nice to others, and
Work hard. So I'll give Ashlyn a bit of a break because I didn't tell her till this morning that I was presenting Student of the Month, and I know she's a little nervous. One of the many reasons I chose Ashlyn is she works incredibly hard. She always knows what's going on, even though she may not always vocalize it. I can tell, like she's kind of like looks around like, am I the only one who knows what she's saying? Ashlyn also goes out of her way to actively speak French in class, even though sometimes it's more franglais than français, which is fine. Because it's a level 3 class, which is remarkable because she's only a sophomore, and there's only very few students who are capable of taking that many French classes this early in their high school career. She seems to really enjoy the class. This is a very hard, as Mr. Sharkhouse says, it's very difficult for us to choose one student, especially because we have a very nice level 3 class, and there's so many of them who are very qualified, but Ashlyn always sticks out because she's always making that extra effort. And she's always very fastidious with her work, and she's very thorough. And she helps out students not only in her class, but in some of the other classes, because I hear like, oh, Ashlyn helped me with this last night in French. I'm like, awesome, great. So with that, I'm really pleased to give the Student of the Month to Ashlyn. Congratulations.
We go to our visual arts department with Ms. Moyer.
Hi, I'm Michelle Moyer. I teach ceramics, and I'm pleased to present Eric Vincent, who is in my ceramics 1 class. Where do I start? Hard working. I don't think that ceramics comes naturally to him, but he comes to class and he gets in his seat, he sits there, he is working the whole time. In fact, for the first week, I didn't know what his face looked like because all I saw was the back of his head because he was down here like this, working. I know Eric's going to be a success in life because even when he's presented with struggles, he just jumps in, works hard, and doesn't give up. And that's really what you need. So that's why I picked Eric.
Next, we'll go to our physical education and health department with Mr. Lawrence.
Good morning, I'm Coach Lawrence, and this is Quinn Negley, my Student of the Month. Like so many stories in here, I could talk about how hardworking she is, how respectful she is, gets to class on time, which she does. But one of the things I wanted to touch on was I had the good fortune to have Quinn for Strength and Conditioning 1, which we don't get a lot of females down there, so it's really probably an uncomfortable situation where a student's very shy. So I'm glad to say, and I'll cut to the chase, she has definitely come out of her shell, which is good to be that assertive in my class. To give you an example, I listen to a certain type of music in the weight room sometimes. It may be a little hip hop, it may be a little heavy metal, it may be whatever. And then I get a little nudge one day, hey coach, can I play some songs? Can you put a little dance music on, a little pop music on? That's a foreign language to me. I don't know what do you mean? What do teenage girls listen to? I honestly don't know. So we put it on. We had a nice little Latin beat one day, which was amazing. Okay, I love all types of music. It was fun. The other meatheads in my class were probably like, what's going on? What is this, coach? You're usually thumping the walls. But let me tell you, I don't get many females in those strength and conditioning classes because they are so challenging. but Quinn has tackled every obstacle along the way, and I'm so fortunate to have her again for strength and conditioning too. I'm sure she'll keep me in line, and I'm going to have to download some more songs. So, thanks for making me spend more money. No, I'm just kidding. Quinn, you're a blast. I look forward to seeing you every day. Thanks for coming.
Next, we'll go to our Performing Arts Department with Ms. Wright.
Okay, so Mr. Lawrence was back there saying, boy, I hope that I go before you. Now I'm thinking, gee whiz, I should have gone before him. Holy smokes. All right, so good morning, everybody. Okay, good morning. My name is Amber Wright, and I am the dance teacher here at Kent Island High School. And my selection this month is Gabrielle Pfeiffer, but we call her Gabby. Just as an aside, really quickly, I was talking to some students, and one of them asked me, well, who did you pick for Student of the Month? And I said, Gabby. And this person said, oh, that is the perfect person. So not only I think that she's a good person for this month's selection, but so did her peers. So let me tell you really quickly a little bit about Gabby. Gabby this semester has been thrown into all the duties of the dance company. Now, you might think, oh, that's not that bad, but no, for real. The dance company is like this crazy animal that has 15 million moving parts, and Gabby has been thrown in to taking care of all of that. So, Gabby has since embraced all the craziness, and she has written announcements for us. She has sent emails for me, and she's even designed our t-shirt for dance company. But what Gabby doesn't know is that she's also agreed to one of the hardest challenges there is in dance company. She agreed to come up with a schedule for all the choreographers. Surprise! All right, great. So, Gabby has done all of these projects this semester without receiving a grade. She has done all of this work because she loves her peers. She loves her teacher, but most of all, she loves and has a great passion for dance. Gabby, you are so deserving of this award. Congratulations.
You're welcome. Those things for you. Great job. Thank you. So that is why it's our favorite morning of the month. Those were amazing stories told by just awesome teachers about great students and really great people, which really, that's what it's all about. So to the students, I say this. Hopefully you realize two things. Your hard work is paying off. This morning is clear evidence of that. So well done. Congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. And then I say to you this as well. You heard a common theme through all those stories. And that was the positive impact you are having on those around you. For a school, for classrooms, for a culture of a building like ours, it's very important. So I thank you very much for that positive impact that you're having on those around you. So thank you. Parents, congratulations. Well done. And thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you.
I need all of the Student of the Month with your trophies and your little awards up here. So we're going to do it with the whiteboard, and then I have to take some pictures for your book. So your trophy, your little award, and a big smile right up here in the front.